I think it was one of C.S. Lewis's books where someone would step into a pool and then on the other end up in a different world. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Hover, one of my next parts in A Wandering Mind, which deals with teleportation. The concept for Hover has been percolating for quite some time. Pretty much a month after I published my first part of A Wandering Mind, I had a dream with my grandfather who had passed away a few years before, and it was my first dream with a family member that had passed away. So after I woke up, it was, it's something you remember, and I remember the details, and it was a hover dream. And to me, he was working on this futuristic engine of this hover craft that, and I'll give more details in Hover, but it seemed so like him. He didn't say anything, but sometimes silence speaks louder than words, and my grandfather was this type of quiet man who was a do-it-yourselfer. So it was there wasn't much content in it as far as visuals and like I said, no spoken language, but a lot of times when we get these types of dreams, it spawns other associations. This idea of this futuristic technology that is being prototyped in dreams came to light, and we have throughout history examples of innovations, the spark of them or the problem solving of them that happen in dreams. So this isn't anything new, it's just spun in a different way. A team of internet travelers get together in dream space and start working through the prototypes of this future technology. And Hover deals with teleportation and the space travel, hyperspace travel as well. I'm going to read through a series of parts that take us through the teaser. It all started with a teaser, an idea, a concept, and pretty much A Wandering Mind was written in my head, the concept of it at least, but then it gets more fleshed out as we go along and we meander through and start discovering what these different pieces are. And the teaser reveals certain things about hyperspace travel, about teleportation, and about telepathy and the importance of dreams, all in a few paragraphs, but these concepts are realized and developed more as we read through the series. So I'm going to read to you parts of the teaser and then also parts where we're going to weave back and forth between what has already been written and what's going to be written in Hover. So, my first punch through the fabric of time and space, the only thing I heard was the crack of thunder, and the only thing I saw was the blinding flash of lightning, all in my head. The only thing I sensed was the seizing jolt of electricity running through my body, which awakened me. Disoriented, having awakened from a dreamless sleep, my sinuses kept popping. What was that about? So this experience of surfacing from hyperspace travel, where did she go in her dreams? Where did she travel? And also the idea of exploding head syndrome, which all started on IdeaPod with Drift. And then, here's the next part of the teaser. Mom, you did that weird violin playing again last night. You know, when you stroke your left arm with your right, it's pretty weird and a little creepy. So this whole idea of future technology is built in here in my sleep, and this is based on real life. A lot of times when I get overtired and am sleep deprived, I talk in my sleep, and I also move in my sleep. And mostly in my sleep, there are repetitive motions. For example, my right arm touches my left arm, and I'll flesh out that weird violin playing. And it's more of, this idea of controlling whatever is here on your arm. And, usually when I was in my sleep, it was more like, violin playing. This is funny. I'm wearing this jacket today, which illustrates this idea of technology that hasn't been created yet. I mean, we've seen maybe versions of it in film. I'm thinking of Red Planet with the wafer-thin map-like computer that they use, but this technology is a little bit different in hover, and it'll get fleshed out in hover, and you'll get to see it's more of a hologram. So you're touching empty space. It's like the space in this area, which are your controls for teleportation, are more of an electrified field, if you will, of different controls that will take you to wherever you need to go. So, and then the whole part of me talking in my sleep, I cracked open one eye and groggily mumbled morning to my 8-year-old that apparently had snuck into bed with me sometime during the night. And why was I so tired after a full night's sleep? So this whole idea here is I work through with my internet team members future technology in virtual spaces. So this exhaustion, even after a full night's sleep, is actually we were working in our sleep. We were just meeting in dream space. So here in Meet, in part 14 on The Wandering Mind, I talk a little bit about it. When you have big dreams, you do something about them. You honor them by writing creatively, sing, play, compose that tune that repeats over and over in your mind. You work through nagging problems to get to that solution you know exists. You tinker and you build contraptions that only exist in your head. You keep your eye, ear, and heart open for those people you haven't met yet, and you travel until you find the places of your dreams. And we haven't figured out yet where she's traveling. She doesn't know yet, but these nightmares, these flashes of what she's not remembering when she wakes up are gradually coming to her, which is in part 9, Nightmares. At first, there were only glimpses of landscapes, winking in and out of my dream sight. There were no matches for what I saw on Earth. I tried my best using my earthly experience, using the stepping stones of the present and past to find my way back to future space. And then on my return trips to describe the explosive blast trail that followed me and the after effects of cosmic travel. Like any travel, if you've gone and traveled a lot, you need some downtime. So to scout Earth-like planets, it's necessary to go distances that go well beyond lifespans. Throughout history, the observable universe was one that the deeper into space we looked, the farther into the past we saw. For these missions, we needed dreamers who were used to multi-directional time travel, who could see into the future. My team, when we met, weren't scientists or astronauts. We came from all walks of life. We work together, but go our own ways, creating cosmic maps of the future and also for future technology. During our layovers, and here's the part about needing some downtime, like deep sea divers resurfacing, and again, the sinus popping comes in. We decompress. We need to normalize our experiences because the destinations, sometimes like a house of horrors, and the monstrous travel conditions mess up our equilibriums. Now imagine hyperspace travel, what it would do on somebody's body if you're not used to that type of travel. I mean, we all have an idea of what these test pilots experience or astronauts experience. I mean, think about this extended stay of astronauts on the space station, what it's doing to their body. And I find it interesting, the twins in space. One is being monitored for what's going on with him in space while his twin is still on Earth. So we can have that research of what space does to our bodies and all of that. And then part 13, Confetti, also deals with this, also deals with future technology. Imagine all the before their time futuristic innovations that never happened until much later for one reason or the other. Maybe material human resources didn't exist yet. Historic ripples start because people are in the right place at the right time. So here is where the internet team meets in dream space, and whatever those dream spaces are. They might be telepathically talking while they are awake, which I have recently called wake walking instead of sleepwalking. So we have this internet team members coming from all walks of life, which is nice because you have these interdisciplinary backgrounds of people coming up with maybe new innovations that scientists today can't even imagine. kind of going back to my daughter who woke me up in the story, you also were talking in your sleep. I couldn't understand you. It sounded like a different language. And part 8 deals with silence and this idea of the pauses in between poetry and speak, also in addition to the words that are spoken, this musical lyricism that language has in all languages. And also I bring in that part about different cultures and their traditions, oral history, all of the embedded knowledge that we have in oral history that over time may have gotten lost because these languages were more spoken than written down, and what is left of the written language isn't the entire story.